I am not feeling good today, guys. I think that this video should be titled, ugh, or I don't feel like doing this, but this is what I signed up for. You know, I'm a firewood delivery service. I am a sole proprietor, and I'm under the weather, and I literally just want to go inside and lay down, but I got to get this wood delivered. So come along with me on this ride, and we will talk about the highs and lows of running your own business. I do have some things going in my favor, though. My high school helper is coming over, and we're loading up the pizza oven wood into the truck, but it's not going to get delivered until next week. This weekend, I got to take my youngest daughter to college, and that also hurts too because she's a big help around the yard. These kids keep getting older, you know. This is going to a restaurant. This was loaded up. I had it parked under the roof. It didn't get that much snow on it. But this is one of the other problems that I'm dealing with. You know, I don't like taking this trailer out when there's snow. The roads are clear though, but you know, the parking lots and the restaurants and stuff, you don't know what you're getting into. And all it takes is just a little incline, and you know, you're spinning your tires and you can't get it to move. So everything's working against me today, but I thought I'm gonna film this anyways, because it seems like we always show all the, you know, when we're always in a good mood and stuff. So today, I'm not feeling good, but here we go. The doctor has me on these pills too, and they upset my stomach and just so I have my invoices. You always get checked in. They like to come out and look at the load, and it's also good too because then they know everything's on the up and up. They're getting what they're paying for. I get my invoices signed, and then we'll get busy unloading this firewood, guys. Here we go. One of my subscribers, his name's Alex from Wisconsin, he sent me these gloves. He said that he has a lot of good luck with these. They're called Kinco Frostbreaker, and I told him I'd try them out. So I thought here's a good time to do it because it is cold out here. We've had just a weird winter. The weather's been cold and warm, and right now it is cold, but we don't have any snow. So let's try these out. They're, you know, these rubber coated ones, but they're thick and they're supposed to keep your hands warm, which I'm all for. Okay, Alex, thanks a lot, bud. Here we go. There's something about firewood in the wintertime. On any other day, I like it. The first couple minutes is tough because you're freezing, but man, once you get moving around, you do pretty good. I would take this over the summer, but what I'm not dealing with now, guys, is the wind. I think wind can make a lot of things bad. And when it's cold out and it's windy, oh, no one likes that. So I take the first few rows out of the back. I have learned that this is more efficient than tilting the trailer up from the very beginning, because you can pull a whole bunch of these out all at the same time. And that's one of the benefits of something being hand stacked. And this is a 10-foot trailer, so with the sideboards, and I had measured all this out, when it's neatly stacked into 4 rows, it comes out the 1 cord. That saves me the extra work of measuring my logs at the wood yard. And this is how I do it. I'll pull them out like this as far as I can reach. Then I shut the doors. Then I pick up the trailer. I need to count all this up, but I think we're into the hundreds of cords that I've delivered this restaurant, and I think restaurants is where the money is, because firewood can be a seasonal industry, and try to find these markets that are consistent, you know, throughout the year. Restaurants certainly are. What I've always liked about this place is the woodshed is right here. You know, I can back the trailer right up to it. There are some restaurants where I don't think they ever plan to have a woodshed, because, you know, there's this one restaurant, serious, it's behind one of the air movers, and you can't even use a wheelbarrow because it's on top of a curb. Oh boy. Always, you know, look and see where the wood goes before you give an estimate on how much you're going to charge for firewood, because unloading it is a big deal. Here's what I do. I've pulled these out. Man, you can just pick up a whole nice stack and get it unloaded pretty quick. So I have started doing it like this. Then I shut the doors, and then we pick the trailer up. Let's go. The challenge in the wintertime, you know, the hydraulics get pretty tight on these, and it puts a lot of strain on the battery. And it doesn't like to go up. This one at least is power up, power down. If you have a power up, gravity down, I have heard, you know, on the super duper cold days, they don't want to cool down because the fluid is so thick. This is my new trailer, and, you know, that was the fear I had, was putting this on the road when there's road salt or that brine that Ohio puts on. It eats right through steel, but this one's been holding up nice. I don't take it out into bad weather. And what I had figured out, guys, this has got the I-beam construction. I think if you live in cold climates where they put that, you know, where they treat the roads, I think you want to get an I-beam, because then you can pressure wash it. If you have a box frame trailer, you know, they run the wires down through it, and man, that's where the road salt can get in there and just rust everything from the inside out. Just something I've picked up on. So then I think that's one of the nice things about the dump trailers, is that you can put them up with the tailgates up and they just feed down to you. It really saves your back. There's no picking stuff up off the ground. I remember, this was back when Dad was still alive. This was, you know, my very first restaurant customer that I had. And I remember delivering wood here one day, and I was thinking, this would be nice to make. Can you really make a living doing this? You know, I would need some more customers, but I thought, you know, as much money as you make on one delivery, and if you add that up with multiple restaurants through your month, man, that would be nice to be able to make a living like this. And that was when I decided I'm going to get a firewood processor. Because of all the wood that I would need to make, I wouldn't be able to do it with a chainsaw and a splitter. I would need some help. I would need some machines. So I put together a plan, and I had the courage to go forward, and now 4.5 years later, here I am. That was something I had mentioned in a very recent video about, it seems like when you plan, you wait for a great day. It seems like you come out with all your great plans when everything is going great. And in my case, you know, I waited for this beautiful sunny day to go out into my wood yard plan where I'm going to put everything. And I think one of the follies of planning is we wait for those kind of days. You wait for fair weather, I think you need to wait for a rainy day or after a blizzard, and you need to go out to where you're thinking of putting everything in place, and you wait for a day like that, because what are you going to do when it rains? What are you going to do when it's storming or you got a foot of snow on the ground? Or in my case, as a sole proprietor, what are you going to do when you're sick and you don't feel like doing anything? Kind of like today. I think we come up with our great ideas when we're comfortable, when the bank account's in good shape, you got food on the table, the skies are blue and sunshiny. But maybe that's not the best time to do it. You know, we need to go check out our area when there's a monsoon, when it's raining hard. Or maybe we should account for our plans when the sales aren't doing good, you know, or we're struggling financially. That makes a nice, realistic, lean, and effective plan to get a business going. And then on a day like today, when I'm not feeling good, I don't feel like doing this, and I'm in slow motion. And this is exposing a shortcoming with my business model. If not me, then who, you know? I think if things are bad, I could find a friend with a truck, or they could drive my truck and they'd come down here and unload this for me. That would buy me a week or two. But, you know, health is everything, you know? And if you're sick or if you get injured, what are you gonna do? I don't know what my plan is. I don't really have one. My plan depends on me being able to do all this, not just physically, but mentally, you know, because I've always said, if it is fun, I'm gonna do it. If it isn't fun, I'm not gonna do it. That's not my problem right now. I just don't feel good. And that is certainly a shortcoming of being self-employed, being a sole proprietor. If you can't do it, what's your plan B? So maybe I've been lucky this far, or fortunate. You know, I've been doing this pretty much by myself. I do have a high school helper that does a lot of my stacking, but maybe I'm getting to the point where I should start thinking about hiring someone. And I don't have the skills to do that, you know, because then there's payroll, a paycheck, and withholdings, you know. In Ohio and in the United States, you know, we have taxes that we have to pay, and that the employer withholds them. So I don't know any of that. That's something I would have to learn. I would imagine I can get it figured out, but that's something that I haven't had to deal with right now. And then finding the right person. You know, I would hope that I could find someone out there who has an interest and who cares, knows how to back up a trailer, likes stacking firewood from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. I also work out of my place, and you know, do I want people at my house? And you know, to this point, that's why I don't have local pickup. I don't like people coming to my house. It's a private residence. I think you guys can probably understand that, and you're probably the same way. And would I want an employee working out of my house? You know, what if, you know, employees have to have breaks and have to use the restroom, and do I want them coming inside? You know, so these are the things on my mind. And as my business continues to grow, it's now creating different problems. I don't know if I want to call them problems, different opportunities, you know, because this is all exciting. And I think this is part of the process. And if I am reaching my own saturation point with how much wood I can move myself, and I'm going to have to hire someone who's able to work for me, you know, I think that is what we're starting to see with me. So that's what's been on my mind. And I'm not getting any younger either, you know. If I can set up a business with employees, maybe even someone who has an interest in, you know, taking over as I keep getting older and older, I could still be involved, but then they could take the the heavy lifting portion of the business. I could drive sales. I could still do deliveries. I could find someone who would be interested in doing the day-to-day. It just seems like as I get bigger and bigger, as my sales keep going up, it's putting me into a different area of uncharted territory for me here. So that's been on my mind. And it's just interesting, we had that huge rainstorm, and you guys had seen that video with all of the mud and what log hauler Jesse has to deal with getting the logs brought to my land. And then I'm not feeling good, and that's changed the way I see things too. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to start looking for a different location to run the business out of. Maybe I need to find employees. What I have done every time that I've come to this crossroad before where I was thinking I need to hire an employee, I've brought in a new machine instead. But maybe I'm at that point again, and I got to start figuring out what's the best direction to go with. These logs got stacked when it was warm, and now it's frozen, and they've frozen to the bed of the trailer. So let's try to break them loose. Gee whiz, that really worked. That is what's been on my mind, and it's taken a unseasonably warm and wet winter and dealing with this mud. It's taken whatever it is I've caught now to where you got to take some days off, and you just can't get yourself to get out into the mud and make firewood. And at least when you are self-employed, I don't know, guys, I don't know what to say. I think it's called there's nowhere to hide. You're it. You can't call off. There's no one else on your team to carry your slack until you can get back back into peak performance again. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Even with my videos, if you've noticed, I missed a week, and I wasn't taking time off. It was because I just wasn't feeling good. It even feels that way with videos. It seems you film videos when you're feeling great, you have this great idea, and I just now was thinking, I need to film this and just show the way it really is, and just trying to keep it real. You got your good days and your bad days, and here's one of the bad ones. It's not that bad, I guess, when you think of all the things that can go wrong out there, but that's what you deal with. But here I am, and just like that, we're done. And we're done. But look, what hand loading a trailer load of firewood. This is one cord, and this is all of the scraps. That's how clean the wood is. That's what I like about delivering. It's very satisfying. Even if we were to dump this on the customer's driveway, they got very little to clean up. So there you go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. And this is just one of these videos that's just trying to show you exactly what it's like to be a firewood delivery service. You have your good days and bad. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I want to thank Alex for giving me these gloves. They work really nice. They're cushy. My fingers are warm. I like them. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to go home and lay on the couch. Everyone have a great day.